Hey guys, I want to introduce you to an Amazon research tool called SellerSprite. In this video, we're going to focus specifically on their market research tools. So we're going to look into like product research, brand research, keyword research, basically everything that we can use to benefit our FBA business, but also their product database is so massive. They also index apparel products as well. So if that's what you're into, perhaps print on demand, this could also be a product that you may want to look at for your research purposes to help identify opportunities. So why don't we get started? I'll show you everything you need to know. So this is the SellerSprite dashboard. I will drop a link to it in the description so you can follow along. You can try it now for free. And I'm going to drop a link to something you'll find really useful. Basically, this is going to be almost a parallel outline to what I'm going to be showing you, but more self-paced. It is their market research guide. And it is quite long, quite in-depth. It walks you through how to use their tool, every little nook and cranny, every detail. So I'll also link to that for you in the description. But where we're going to start is go to the navigation, go to Tools, and click Competitor Lookup. And I was thinking for this video example, why don't we look into like selling HDMI cords for when we need to seed an idea or a brand to research. So why don't we say for keyword, HDMI, and then brand, how about Anchor? Because Anchor, I don't know if you guys know them, but they dominate Amazon. They're like almost like Amazon Basics, but a genuine competitor of a brand that I'm pretty sure spawned on Amazon and just has really high quality products. So I'm going to hit search. And after a second or two, you can see it loads up a bunch of Anchor products related to the HDMI keyword, okay? Whether that's, HDMI cords or mini HDMI, etc. So you might see some products that maybe don't look like an HDMI cord, but they could also be still indexed on that general keyword. And the main thing you can see here is number one, if you're just doing general product research, you can spy on one of, if not the biggest non-Amazon brand on Amazon in Anchor, because we actually typed in the Anchor brand name. You can see things like how much revenue are these products doing? This first one, for instance, this USB-C, what is that? A charger, portable charger, it looks like, doing $700,000 in the last 30 days in revenue and sold just about 3,000 units. You can see the sales trend actually seeing an upward spike. And that could be due to seasonality right now. You can see things like what are the margins, like FBA fees as a function of what they're actually charging for this product. What are their ratings looking like? When was this product launched? It was launched in May of 2020. Fulfillment is FBA. You get all of this at a glance in one simple UI. There's obviously a lot of value to this as you're doing your product research, all right? There's also additional functionality. You can click like view product historical trends, get more of a drill down here. By the way, there's a toggle right here that you can look at it on a year-to-year basis, okay? Or if you prefer month over month, like I do, you can do that. And when you look at month over month, it can obviously kind of help you spot seasonality. If we're looking at technology, like tech stuff, electronics, usually you're going to see a spike in Q4 like you'd expect, but then beyond that, it's going to be pretty consistent. But you can see how many sales they were making and how much revenue they were making over, the last few years, historical trends, ratings, and crucial keyword search trends. So you can actually see the most valuable keywords associated with this product listing right here on this tab. So power station, Anchor Prime, docking station, USB hub, and the main keyword Anchor for their brand. Really, I mean, it's crazy how much information is available at our fingertips. And this is just the competitor lookup tab. Next, we have the product research tab. The first thing you'll notice is you can sort by different marketplaces. They support United States. That's actually the default, but you can query in Japan, UK, Germany, France, Italy, Spain, Canada, and India, and they may continue to expand that. So you can identify opportunities internationally as well as in the United States, or, depending on where you're watching this video from, United States might be international. You can set category preferences. You can set your queries to things like how many units are selling a month. So if I don't want to see products that are selling less than, 100 units a month, I can just type in 100 there as the minimum. You can sort by revenue. So if you're Anchor, right, and you're only looking for products that are going to make you, let's say, $500,000 in revenue a month, well, you can type in literally $500,000. And that way you're not going to see any products that aren't worth your time. Because if you're Anchor and you're literally selling 8 figures on Amazon, if not 9 figures every year, you probably don't want products that are going to be lower than that. You can look at a whole bunch of things: average star ratings, number of ratings, FBA fees, listing quality score, number of sellers on the listing, which if you're selling private label, you'd probably not really worry about that. Gross margin, and that can be estimates, but obviously we do know what the product is selling for, and the FBA fees, those are public. You can do size, you can sort by fulfillment, just a million things, guys. Weight, variations, etc. In my FBA course, I actually do tell you which of these I prefer to query on while doing product discovery. It doesn't mean that whatever it tells us to sell, that we immediately just start selling it. Then we go to the next phase, financial validation, right? And then we start drilling down harder into those specific product categories before we identify one product to move forward with as your first product to launch. Just saying, I still do FBA, I just don't talk much about it because YouTube algorithm does not show me any love when I do. But just to show you a simple way of doing this, you can just go down here to keywords, type in HDMI. Now it says exact match. I'm going to switch this to broad match, and I'm going to click search now. Okay, they have a massive product database that they have basically mirrored from Amazon here on SellerSprite. So check it out. These are all products indexed in a broad match campaign, or not campaign, but broad match. So you might see some products that are indexed on the word HDMI, but are not HDMI cords. Okay, I kept it kind of broad intentionally. You can see Amazon Basics actually rank the highest, and you can see things like the BSR, the price, etc. All right, the brand. And if you want to click it and see a more in-depth view, similar to the in-depth view we took a peek at just a second ago, same thing, sales trends, historical trends, ratings rate. So at what rate are they getting additional reviews, crucial keywords. So dorm room essentials, HDMI, car accessories, HDMI cables, etc. And you can continue to scroll, guys, and really just refine your approach to product research. It's definitely more geared for, I would say, like non-print on demand and more just selling like FBM, FBA, wholesale, etc. But definitely, you need a good research tool because you're putting your own money on the line in those cases. You want to be as confident as you could possibly be that you're picking winners. By the way, they also have you can select months. What month do you want this data to be reflective of? The default is past 30 days. I would leave it there, okay? Generally speaking, unless there's a reason why you want to look at a specific month, like maybe projecting fourth quarter sales volume so that you can adjust your level of inventory accordingly. The next tab is for market research. And here we can really get some insights as long as we don't come with specific priors that we're looking for. And this is almost at like a category level. So I'm going to leave the market at United States, month, last 30 days. New product definition here, you can actually look at when products, like how recently they were published. And I'm going to look at, honestly, the last 12 months because I'm cool with seeing 12 months of data, or basically products that were published in the last month, but how well they're doing in the last 30 days. I'm going to type in category, how about electronics? And here you go. We have the autocomplete here. So it's actually looking at real categories on Amazon and subcategories. And we can actually just keep it very high level and just say electronics and then click search now. This way we are casting a very, very wide net. By the way, you can see here all the different column headers. So right here, right away, we see that within the electronics category, the subcategory earbud headphones on Amazon makes about 2.5 million sales a month. That is absolutely absurd. So if we are a one-man show and we have to bankroll our products, we may want to steer clear of that one because I don't know, you're going to need to get a loan from somebody that will let you pre-purchase a lot of inventory in order just not to go out of stock. If you're moving, I'm not saying that you would capture that entire market, but if you had 1% of that, that's still an incredible amount of units, and that would be an awesome problem to have. But you guys hopefully get the point. Power strips doing 900,000 units a month. After that, we have inkjet ink cartridges. Wow. So apparently there's a lot of money to be made selling printer ink. Streaming media players after that, 694,000. Remote controls, 625,000. So the default is just sorted by monthly units sold. You can honestly just scroll and get an idea. You can export into Excel. It'll give you the first 200 records. That's probably my preferred method of doing it because then you can use the Excel data filters and honestly, and you can do queries like what word does it contain, etc. if you have something specific to look for. Now, before I forget, let me show you one thing that makes SellerSprite really special. Over here on the right-hand side, you can click view market analysis report on any of these products, and let me show you what happens. It'll take you to a new screen. In this case, we're looking at the last 30 days, United States market for earbud, headphones, and we're looking at the market analysis. This is the entire market analysis. There probably is no more valuable tool than this when making a FBA product selection, because you get to evaluate the market as a whole. You can look at the number of brands and sellers, average BSR, which 977 is incredibly low. Average units sold for the past 30 days is just under 25,000, which of course I'm sure is being dragged up by the people at the top, most likely Apple headphones, let's be real. Average revenue exceeds $1 million in the last 30 days. Again, now averages can skew things. That's why you also can take a more granular look using things like the product research tab. But as you can see here, you get a really nice high level view into each market so that you can quickly make a decision if you've got like a, I don't know, minimums that you need to hit, right? Like we talked about Anchor as an example. You can quickly take a peek and know with relative certainty if this is something that you should be looking at. You can see in this second column, you can actually sort between top 3, top 5, top 10, and top 20. Obviously, the top 3 are going to carry the most weight. And again, that's what's going to skew these averages a little bit. And you can look at launched within the last month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. And you can actually get some insights into how hard it is to rank a new product in your category. Of course, if we're looking at headphones, this is highly competitive. It's going to be tough. I also wanted to make sure I showed you that you can scroll down further. You can see the market demand and trends here split out by the highest value search terms associated with that category. In this case, headphones, headphone for school, and AirPods. Market sales trends down here, the next table. Listing concentration, brand concentration, seller concentration, fulfillment, A+ content and video, which, I mean, if you're in a really highly competitive niche, that's not really an edge that you're going to have over your competition. Pretty much just going to be something you have to do just to stand a chance of competing. But less competitive niches, categories, when I say niches, like you can probably really carve out an edge by doing all the things that you should be doing, like using A+ content, adding great image, like listing images, maxing them out, enabling video, etc. The origin of the seller. So yeah, they actually know the source of the product, where it came from. Supply and demand trends, the launch time associated since the product was launched, launch time trends, ratings, so average reviews. How many products in this category have over 500 reviews? Almost all of them. That's insane. The ratings, price, etc. So you get insights into just about everything you could possibly need here by looking at the market research report. Now let's look at keyword research, the keyword research tab. Again, we're defaulted to the United States as the market, the month. So in this case, it is looking at last month, okay? And what you can do is you can, very similar to how we were looking at product research, you have access to filter into specific categories. You also have additional filters over here, like search volume, year-over-year search increase, number of listings, etc. Basically everything you could possibly want if you have specific filters that you have in mind, honestly. Like if you have if you're Anchor basically, and you have like a minimum search volume of, I don't know, 100,000 searches a month, because you only want those huge 0.01% outlier products because you're already such a successful brand, you would do that. And if you're us, like me and you normal people, we might do the opposite, right? We might be using the max field to filter out the mega competitive categories, as opposed to Anchor. If they're doing product research, they'd probably use the min field, right? And have very large values that they would type in. Now, let's just go back to keywords here. Type in HDMI, search now to continue with our example of HDMI cords. And here you can see lots of related keywords, related phrases to our seed keyword HDMI. So first one, HDMI cables. Searches per month on Amazon, just under 500,000. Purchase rate is about 7%. So 34,000 of those translate into an actual sale. The search growth actually negative, okay? So it's down 11%. Year over year, looks like it's up though, 41%. So year over year trending upwards as technology becomes more and more of a part of our lives, right? HDMI splitters, okay? So if you are open-minded to what you're selling, or let's say you already have a best-selling HDMI cord listed on Amazon and you want to expand your brand, how about this as a way of getting some ideas of what products are complementary to your existing product listing, So you have an HDMI cable listing and doing well. How about selling HDMI splitters? How about selling HDMI to USB Type-C, USB Type-C to HDMI, etc. Same thing. HDMI switch, HDMI to DisplayPort adapter, VGA to HDMI. Anybody that gets down and dirty with computers knows exactly what these are. If you have 4 monitors like I do, and I have 3 on my level and then 1 up here above, you have used these cords before, most likely. So anyways, easy way to get additional ideas. And next we have the ABA search terms. Here you can do something like enter an ASIN or a high level keyword. I'm just going to type in anchor and we'll drill down into the entire brand here and what they've got going on. So I typed in anchor. You can see their most valuable keyword that people are typing into Amazon associated with the Anchor brand. I mean, it doesn't have to be a brand, by the way. I'm just saying in this context is Anchor Power Bank. Weekly searches actually exceed 100,000. That is insane. And also trending up in terms of search volume recently. You can also see the most clicked 3 ASINs associated with this search, which is incredibly powerful that we have that at our fingertips. And if you want the additional data, you can also trigger that search graph by clicking the search icon for each result. You can see Google Trends, you can see the click concentration, and you can get PPC bid estimates as well right here. You can see actually, okay, so Anchor Power Bank exceeds searches for Anchor as a single search term. That's pretty interesting. Anchor Portable Charger, Anchor Charger, Red Christmas Ornaments Anchor. That's funny. So I guess the Christmas ornaments, when they're trending in a major way. Model 3 window shade Anchor. So it's not just looking at the Anchor brand, like I said. Within this search function, you can type in a keyword, a phrase, an ASIN, and it will give you data based on search volume on Amazon for that seed, phrase, or keyword. Last but not least, you can use the storefront tracker. I don't have a storefront set up to be tracked right now, but you can go ahead. They have a guide that tells you how to grab a storefront ID for tracking purposes. You can click Add Storefront, input that right here on the sidebar, and it will go ahead and keep an eye out on there. They'll set one of their bots' eyes on that storefront to monitor for what products, the existing product data, of course. It's probably already indexed, honestly, in their huge product database, but then they'll also keep an eye out for newly published products, etc. So that's one way of keeping an eye on, and honestly using like a little bit of assistance via a bot to do that here in the storefront tracker, guys. So that is it for this video. We just covered basically how to find new opportunities and existing opportunities to sell products on Amazon, to find winners specifically, because that's why we're all here, via SellerSprite. This video is one of a series of videos I'm going to be doing on SellerSprite and all the ways they can help us with our Amazon business. So I hope you subscribe for more videos in the future. If you have any comments, questions, feedback, let me know in the comment section. Please hit like on your way out and subscribe if you're not already. And I'll see you tomorrow with a new video.